Growing up more and more, I realized that life is just full of uncertainties. We are all uncertain what college we'd go to at a certain point. I was just uncertain back in December if I'd be attending UWO. And now we're all uncertain what's going to happen with this whole COVID-19 situation going on. Just a part of life. But the thing about uncertainties can lead to fear. Fear can lead to hesitation. Hesitation can lead to missed opportunities. And missed opportunities lead to regrets. And that's what sticks with you for the rest of your life. My whole life I'd heard about regrets, I heard it from my family members, I heard it from close friends, I heard it from coaches. And just hearing it so much in my life, it kind of put a fear in me, I won't lie. But it wasn't the kind of fear that led to hesitation, which led to those regrets. It was more of the fear that kind of motivated you to not be like that. It's almost like when a coach tells you to use your anger in a sport to help you be better. You can use your emotions sort of in a positive way. And if I had to think about the earliest regret I'd heard in my life, it'd probably have to be my father. I have a lot of respect for that man. He works hard. He has a good job. He takes care of the family. But he always told me his biggest regret probably was not taking high school seriously. He never graduated high school. He dropped out to join the Marines, and he eventually worked his way to find a good job now, and has a pretty successful life. But he always told me how that kind of stuck with him, and he wonders what if he took it seriously. What if he played a sport? He never always wondered what if. And that's really what stuck with him for his whole life. And that's kind of what got me to graduate high school and not make that man proud. He was my motivating factor, sort of. Another big one I always hear is, I wish I dedicated myself more to my sport, or I wish I never quit this, that. When I think about how many stories I've heard like that, I could honestly write a book about it. Not continuing to do what you love, though, it always came off as more of a self-esteem thing to me. You don't believe in yourself. You've been torn down, and it's sad to say, but that's a lot of the time how it is. But I recently had some trouble with this myself. Back in December, when I had going through my own medical issues, I thought about hanging up my cleats for good. But I thought about how many friends I'd graduated with who went on to play college football, and now I'm the only one left. And so I talk to them a lot, and I hear so often that how they wish they could play, how they wish they still had that opportunity. I realized that if I stopped playing football now and gave up, then it'd be a disservice to them. I have too many brothers who wish they could be in my position, and I can't stop now. So that's another way that so when you think about letting your hesitation take you over and your fear stop you from doing what you want to do, think about those who you let down besides yourself. And when I think about my life, you could really say I live a life of expectations. We all have someone who's got us this far, who we struggle for, who we want to make proud in the end. But it's the mentality you gain from embracing this that makes you the strongest person. And one thing that I can't help but think of is the term Kobe Bryant coined, Mamba mentality. If I describe Mamba mentality, it's unrelentlessness. It's that desire to be unstoppable, to not let anything get in your way, to not let those others around you drag you down. You be the best, no matter the circumstance. I'm not saying you should think like this all the time, but maybe it doesn't help to occasionally embrace that Mamba mentality. You never know what it could lead to. You may be hesitating on an opportunity in your life, and maybe you're just that leap of faith away from the next big phase, the next big part of your life that leads to your happiness. You never know. A lot of you realize this, or a lot of you should realize that you do this more often than you think. You all essentially left your parents' house, even if it was just to go to a dorm. You all have to move out eventually. I can speak to this personally, as I'm essentially doing the same thing pretty soon myself, in just a matter of 2 weeks. So I really get this, and I really realize this myself. Anything is, and even if you don't, even if you think about not doing it, if you hesitate even more, anything's better than wondering what if, right? 20 years later, what if I took that job? What if I went to this college? What if I transferred? You never know. And so to summarize my main points, having regrets is just a normal part of life. It's just a matter of how you handle them, not if you have them. And if you allow fear to hold you back, you'll be letting others as much as yourself down in the end. And fear can just be just as much of a motivator as it is a deterrent, And while fears are a natural part of your life, you shouldn't let them hold you back from making the better choices, Otherwise, they could be your biggest regrets in the end. I don't consider myself some type of motivational speaker, and if you ask my friends, I'm the last person to try to tell someone how to live their life. But I am someone who's dealt with anxiety about certain things. I've dealt with depression. I've been through all of it, and I can just speak from experience that if you fight through it, persevere, that you do come out better in the end.